Hi, I'm Upwards, and welcome to another day in the life of me and the iPhone 15 Pro. So, this is my first time in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm going to be taking the iPhone 15 Pro with me on the holiday. Now what makes this a bit more interesting is the fact that I'm going to have to use my iPhone a lot because I don't know the place, which means I'm going to have to be using Google Maps. I'll be using a lot of road data as well, so it's going to really push the iPhone 15 Pro to its limits. We'll see how far it can go. We'll be testing the battery life, so I'm going to see if this phone can last the whole day with me. I did bring a power bank just in case, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I won't need to use it. It's currently 9:50 and we do have 100% battery health. Let's go. Today is a packed day here in Melbourne. I plan to hit a few different scenic spots, including the Docklands, the National Museum, the Royal Botanic Gardens, and the port. So another thing I forgot to mention is that it is a really bright day today. Looking to be really sunny today here in Melbourne. So my brightness on the iPhone is going to be turned up to the max pretty much all the time, especially now that the phone can get out 2000 nits under bright sunlight. It's going to take a huge impact on the battery life. Something else to keep in mind. First stop is the Docklands, and I'm relying pretty heavily on Google Maps to get me to the right places. The cool thing about Melbourne is that the trams within the CBD are all free, which means getting around the main spots in Melbourne is super easy. On the tram, I check the map to make sure I know which stop to get off at, reply to a few messages, and scroll through social media. Let's talk about the display on the 15 Pro, which is excellent. The bezels around the screen have been reduced a bit since last year, and it has really made the 15 Pro feel more sleek. With smaller borders, it makes the experience better. The display gets super bright, which has helped heaps in this super hot weather. And even when I'm wearing sunglasses, I can still see the screen. 120Hz refresh rate has made viewing content a lot easier and scrolling much more smoother. I still wish Apple would remove the dynamic island, which while useful and genuinely helpful, still takes up a lot of space on the screen that I would prefer to be gone. I think I actually missed my stop, so I'm gonna have to go walking that way to get where I want to go. Oh well. Design-wise, the 15 Pro feels a lot better than the last few iPhones. They have been ultra flat and boxy. The slight curves around the phone do make holding the 15 Pro much more ergonomic. The titanium finish isn't anything special, but it does reduce fingerprints and makes the phone look less dirty. Places with a good waterfront are some of my favorite spots in the city, and Docklands was no exception.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals.
Yeah, I know there's a bit of a tint on my screen, but that's because of the screen protector, which is pretty annoying. Now in this very sunny Melbourne weather, I did notice a few things with the iPhone 15 Pro. Yes, it can go up to 2000 nits of brightness, but in this really sunny weather, I was having a little bit of a hard time trying to look at the display. But that's because I'm in really direct sunlight, and I noticed the iPhone was starting to heat up a little bit. I think that's pretty normal because it is really bright and the phone is going as bright as possible. But we're gonna have to see how long it can last doing that. Because today it looks like it's going to be a really sunny day, and I don't have any sunscreen. Hopefully I don't get sunburned. Currently 10:30, and after taking some photos and videos, the iPhone 15 Pro is at 97%. Not a bad start to the day. Let's see if it can still keep up. Further down the dock are some amazing views, seeing the bridge, tall buildings, and even the Ferris wheel from here. It's now 11:21 and it's time to get going and look for food. Today we're gonna eat some banh mi.
Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you.
Well, that was one good banh mi. Right now, it is now officially 11:57. Now let's take a look at how the battery life is doing. We are sitting at 86%, and this is after a few hours of pretty intensive Google Maps, taking a lot of photos and videos, we're scrolling Instagram. So that's pretty good so far. I think we're on track to reaching the whole day without any issues. Now it's time to go to the other side of Docklands, check out the waterfront city. Let's get going. Okay, so we are now back in the city, and I'm gonna go try to find this dessert place. So this place is called Chi, and they make some pretty tasty Vietnamese desserts. While I was waiting for my order, I posted a couple photos and videos on my Instagram story. Let's go through for a bit. It's 2:10 and it's time to get to my next destination, the Royal Botanical Gardens, which I will need to use a tram to get partway there. From there I can walk in. Well, we're here at the National Gallery of Victoria. So that gallery was pretty cool, but we have to go to our main spot, which is the Royal Botanic Gardens. So let's not get distracted, let's get going again. And here we are, finally made it to the Royal Botanic Gardens. At the Royal Botanical Gardens, it was the perfect opportunity to take a lot of photos. Most of the photos I took came out pretty well, and the flowers look great in pretty much every shot. Well, after taking a few photos in this blazing hot 30-degree summer weather, the phone is pretty hot right now, pretty toasty, but to be honest, it's kind of to be expected. I'm using this in 30-degree weather, I'm taking photos outside, and the screen is sometimes maximum brightness. As long as the battery life doesn't get sucked up too much, I think that's fine. That's a compromise that I'm willing to live with. The good thing is that even though it is really hot, the performance hasn't dropped out at all. I'm still using Google Maps and all my apps perfectly fine. Everything is super smooth, so good thing that the performance hasn't dropped out, but still pretty toasty. So far, performance has been top tier. Using Google Maps, Safari, the camera, and constantly flicking between social media has been ultra smooth, and the 15 Pro has not let me down at all today. Launching apps never felt laggy or slow, it was super fast. It's to be expected, but I must say the 15 Pro is one of the most efficient and fastest performing phones you can get today. Okay, so we just finished up at the Royal Botanic Gardens, and it's time to go back, but let's have a quick check-in with our iPhone, see how it's doing. So currently it is 350, and our battery percentage is at a whopping 49%, which is pretty good. We're just under 50%, and it's already been a few hours in a day. I've been using the phone pretty regularly, so I'm pretty impressed. Should be able to get through to the whole day without any issues. I'm now heading back to the CBD to grab some more food before I head off to my final destination, for today, the port. I saw this place before and added it to my list on Google Maps to check out later. It's called Qua Food Fried Chuan, and they make some pretty tasty fried meats with Sichuan flavors. It's 5:33 PM and the battery percentage has dropped slightly to 28%. I've been using my phone pretty regularly as I was walking back, and it's a little concerning at this stage to see the battery percentage under 30%. I'm still hopeful that it will last until the end of the day. Before I came to Melbourne, I had already searched up a few other places I wanted to check out. One of them was the graffiti lanes. I jumped back onto Safari and found the lane nearest to me. This is Croft Lane, very colorful and graffitied place. Here I took a few more snaps, which really shows off the ultra-wide lens's strengths.
At this point, it's now 6 PM and the 15 Pro has now reached 20%. I'm starting to worry a bit because I'm going to need my phone for the whole scooter ride to help me get to the dock.
So next stop is I'm going to try to get to Port Melbourne Beach, but it's going to take an hour and 40 minutes to walk there. So I'm going to try to find a scooter that I can hire. Hopefully we'll get there a bit quicker. Okay, so we have officially reached Port Melbourne Beach, and that was like the first time I actually properly used a Lime scooter. And I must say, that was pretty excited. I was unexpectedly going faster than I thought you could on a Lime scooter. So let's talk about the phone. And well, because I had it on the whole time with the GPS and the screen was pretty much turned up to max brightness the whole time, we did lose a lot of battery. Now I'll quickly just put this camera down. So it is 6:56. I had to put on low power mode, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's 4% right now. I was scootering for about half an hour, and I had this phone on the whole time with the GPS. That sucked up a lot of battery. Yeah, 4%, I probably will have to charge it if I want to get back, because I don't know my way back. But it was pretty cool, just being able to see all of Melbourne on a scooter and going pretty fast. Pretty fun. Alright guys, so it's 7:14 right now, and the iPhone 15 Pro is now at 1%. So I'm gonna have to go and charge this thing because I need my phone to get back. But so far, I think it would have made it to the end of the day had I not used my phone while using the Lime scooter. Having it on GPS for half an hour straight with maximum brightness, that definitely killed the last 20%. Now I'm gonna have to go and charge this thing, and I'll see you guys later.
As I chilled on the beach for a bit, let's talk about cameras, which are really impressive on the 15 Pro. The triple camera layout is super versatile and works in about every scenario. A feature I really consider important that the iPhone nails is matching the colors and exposure between the 3 different lenses. Switching between the ultra-wide, wide and telephoto lens has minimal difference and is really smooth. Shutter speed has been pretty awesome, being able to fire off shots quickly at any time. I will say that I'm really happy with the cameras on the 15 Pro.
So after charging my phone, it's 8:39. I've charged my phone a bit to 36%, and this should last us until the rest of the day. And now with the sun setting, I think it's time to go back now. Okay, so I'm back at the hotel now after a really long day out, and right now it is 11:07. Now battery percentage is at 2%. Now let's go dive into the battery stats and see what the battery life has been like throughout the day. I did go to a couple more places after the beach, including using the Lime scooter again back to the CBD and using Google Maps to find a few more food places. But let's break down everything. Today has been a pretty full-on day, and I was using my phone constantly throughout the day at maximum brightness while using roaming data and Google Maps. I also flicked on and off social media, posting a few photos here and there and messaging people, which also did take a bit of a hit to the battery life. Taking a look at my usage, I ended the day with 6 hours and 34 minutes of active screen on time. You can ignore an hour from last night when I was using my phone. Of this, 41% was used up by Google Maps, 28% from Instagram, 9% from the Lime scooter app, and 6% from the camera. I did also have the always on display turned on, and my screen was idle for about 2 hours. So combined, the battery usage was about 8.5 hours in total today. You can see I used my phone pretty consistently throughout the day, and I didn't really take any breaks off. Now I did have to charge up my phone at around 7 PM, which I charged back up to about 40%. So the total usage is about 140% of the battery. If I hadn't used the Lime scooter on the way to the port and back, I reckon I could have survived the whole day, but all in all, I'm actually really impressed with the battery performance from the 15 Pro. I really did push this phone all the way by using it for pretty much everything, from navigation, browsing, social media, and taking photos and videos. The 15 Pro really did handle everything I threw at it. So that wraps up my unusual day in the life with the iPhone 15 Pro. Hope this helps you understand more about the iPhone 15 Pro in a more extreme test. I'm Upwards, and I'll see you in the next video.